For a lot of programmers, having a good keyboard can significantly improve workflow. Spending countless hours typing requires a keyboard that's comfortable to type on, switches that feel light and responsive, and features such as programmable keys. Every surface on this keyboard is made of plastic, and from a distance this thing looks like any boring office computer keyboard. Matte black is the color of choice here, and intentional or not, the simplicity of the design is almost jarring. Prior to plugging it in and setting the LED lights ablaze, the is not Master Keys Pro L a looker. Still, when you lift the keyboard up and you'll discover a nice weight to it. There is no wrist rest on the Master Keys Pro L. There aren't any dedicated macro keys, either. Take a look at the back and you won't find any USB pass-through, just a thin, albeit braided USB cord. You also won't find any special replacement keycaps in the box. The lack of extra features extends to the overall key setup. You'll find the normal range of QWERTY keys, arrow keys, a number pad, and not much else. Much like a laptop keyboard, the Master Keys Pro L utilizes the function key to access media controls on the fly. Volume control, for example, is manipulated by tapping the home/page up/page down key array. But the other function keys are where the Master Keys Pro L becomes useful in terms of RGB lighting and customization. Holding the function key and F1 through F3, for example, you can change the red, blue, and green color range for the LEDs that live under the board switches. Pressing F5 in the same manner cycles through a number of lighting modes, including static colors, wave animations, and ripple effects. The Logitech G513 keyboard would remain the first choice, particularly because of its fascinating use features and additions, which you may not find in a number other keyboards of the same category. This product stands out of the crowd, because of its conspicuous features, which are in addition to the benefits that any programmer would get from the everyday keyboard. Hence, if you're looking for that programming keyboard with additional features that grades it higher than the regular, then the Logitech G513 could be your perfect choice option. Some of the important features to look out for are the 3 different mechanical switches. With these, users can make their choice from between the Romeo G Linear, Romeo G Blue, or the Romeo G Tactile. You'll particularly be impressed with the keyboard's design structure, which is characterized by a waterproof leatherette just at the base of the keyboard length. This leatherette addition provides space for users to rest their palms while they type. Another feature that is rather exciting is the keyboard's RGB lighting of up to 16.8 colors on each key, as well as incorporated light sync technology. Logitech G513 is quiet when you use it, hence no matter how fast you type, it would make none of those rattling sounds that pisses off the ears. Corsair's keyboard design is one of the cleanest and most modern in the industry. The frameless design is straightforward, with a tasteful top bezel to give it just enough flair as well as space for dedicated media controls. Despite the K63 wireless missing out on the aluminum top frame seen on the company's higher-end K70 and K95 keyboards, the peripheral's high-quality plastics are rigid and solid throughout. Underneath the floating keycaps, you'll find a soft, but powerful blue backlight. We're impressed that Corsair kept the feature, considering most wireless keyboards will often discard backlighting systems entirely in the name of longer battery life. There's also a K63 wireless special edition with ice blue backlighting that's meant to match the Corsair One's lighting, and it costs no more than the regular edition. The only truly new design elements you'll find on this keyboard are the additions of a power switch and mini USB charging port on the rear side of it. We wish Corsair would up its game on palm rests, which still consist of a piece of rigid plastic topped with a thin sheet textured rubber that clips onto the keyboard via 2 flimsy clips. Meanwhile, Cooler Master and Razer have both moved onto magnetic palm rests that offer support with plush cushions. Our problem with the clipped-in palm rest becomes even more exacerbated by all the times we have to snap it off before plugging the keyboard into Corsair's redesigned lapboard for couch-side PC gaming. It finds a great balance between DOS sleek simplicity and a more industrial look befitting of a gaming keyboard. The top panel is swappable and made from aluminum, with a few exposed Torx bolts around the edges and some sharp gamer-esque styling on the sides via an RGB light bar. It comes with a detachable palm rest, and some very thick rubber feet on the bottom to keep it from sliding around. Overall, the X50Q's construction feels heavy and rugged, and the keycaps feel solid. There's almost no wobble whatsoever etched legends, which is a little disappointing at this price. It would have been nice to see double shot molding, since laser etching can wear down over time. DOS does, however, offer a few replacement keycap sets for sale, including a blank set and a professional set with less gamer Y legends. You cannot, however, replace the keycaps with standard Cherry because DOS isn't using standard Cherry switches on this board. Instead, they've installed Omron's Gamma Zulu switches, which are a softer feeling, tactile but not clicky switch that DOS claims lasts twice as long as competing switches. They have a slightly shorter travel and actuation point, with a bump in the middle similar to Cherry MX Browns. They are from the same company that makes Logitech's Roamer G switches, and they look identical, so if you've used those they should feel familiar. They took a bit of getting used to at first, since they don't have offer a loud, clacky typing experience I've discovered on lots of other mechanical keyboards, but I've actually come to really like the softer, quieter switches, and the lack of noise is sure to please coworkers and cohabitants. If you find yourself complaining of wrist pains frequently, then I highly recommend the Kinesis Advantage 2. It comes with a unique design that incorporates various techniques to help you comfortably use the keyboard for long hours. The keys have been split into two and positioned in a contour on both sides of the keyboards. I was not sure how this would help until I began typing. First of all, it increases my thumb functionality by introducing two thumb clusters. The Control, Enter, and Space are on the right cluster and the Backspace, Delete and Alt buttons are on the left cluster. Also, my hands felt so naturally placed I could keep typing the whole day. And not just the wrist but my shoulders too. The split design means that my hands stretch straight from the shoulder instead of the usual V. I won't lie that typing on this keyboard is hard and will take time before you are back typing at your usual speed. But once you do, you are not going back. If you are having too much trouble adapting to their layout, the keyboard features a smart programming engine with onboard remapping that you can use to switch the buttons. It allows you to change the key sequence in 100 different ways. You can also save each new layout you create and assign any alphanumeric key as its hotkey for easy access. The key responsiveness is also impressive, but I would not have expected less considering it uses Cheryl MX Brown switches. It is compatible with all Windows PC and Mac computers and does not require any special drivers to program it.